Regardless of how those baseball seasons turned out, which was typically horrible for me, those end-of-the-year celebrations always made us feel like complete all-stars. They always represented, and they continue to represent, the hard work that our team put in the batting cage, on the field, and in practice to become those all-stars. The National FFA Stars Over America program recognizes students from across this country who are nothing less than complete all-stars. These students have had their share of memories to reflect on, but more importantly, have set themselves apart by establishing an incredible passion for the industry of agriculture. These are the folks that are ensuring the future of agriculture is a bright one. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our 16 star finalists. Star in Agribusiness recognizes those students who have used their entrepreneurial spirit and leadership skills to develop and run their own agriculturally related business. Let's check out how these students have excelled all out in their respective agribusiness. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our finalists for American Star in Agribusiness.
Jared Eilertson of Keister, Minnesota, has always known he would live a life working in agriculture. Being raised on his family farm, Jared started as early as 6 years old, helping his family with the day-to-day responsibilities of the farm. Fast forward a few years, and Jared has found his own niche, expanding his family's business from production agriculture to include baling and trucking. Starting in 2010, his goal was to mow and bale 40 miles of area around his hometown. After word of mouth spread, he realized that expanding his baling to include alfalfa, oat straw, and corn silage would give him a bigger impact on the bottom line and help strengthen his reputation with area farmers. He now bales more than 50 miles of ditch hay, and he has expanded this to include custom baling for 9 area farmers. When Jared purchased his first baler, he also had another idea. He needed something he could integrate into his baling business, as well as something that could operate as a standalone enterprise. For Jared, the solution was simple: trucking. He continued to grow both businesses simultaneously, hauling not only his own bales, but also transporting ag commodities for area farmers. Starting with 1 truck, he now owns 4 semis and 2 end-dump trailers. Jared's third goal was to learn the maintenance of each piece of equipment he manages. This allows him to make quick and efficient repairs, and it also keeps overhead costs as low as possible. Jared is a member of the United South Central FFA chapter. His advisor, Dan Dilla, has been paramount in helping Jared continue to be successful and pursue his dreams. Jared attends South Central College in Minnesota, where he is working toward a graduate degree in agricultural business management. After college, Jared plans to continue to expand his trucking and baling business. American Star in Agribusiness, Jared Eilertson.
Please join me in congratulating Jared Eilertson.
For Dustin Stanton of Centralia, Missouri, a gift of 6 chicks received from his uncle when Dustin was in the first grade has turned into a growing enterprise. As co-owner of Stanton Brothers, Dustin manages more than 22,000 laying hens, making them the largest USDA-approved free-range egg producer in the United States. The brothers also grow radishes and tomatoes, and they recently added ice cream to their growing product lineup. Dustin began selling eggs to neighbors and at farmers markets. During the off-season, his creative marketing strategies gained the attention of several local grocers, and his business really began to take off. Today, he employs 3 part-time workers who help wash, sort, and pack the eggs. Then he is off in his refrigerated truck making deliveries. On average, he ships 3,500 dozen eggs each week, and that number continues to grow. To help meet the growing demand for his eggs, Dustin recently completed the installation of an automated nest and conveyor system. Stanton Brothers eggs can be found in restaurants, universities, and nursing homes, and at local and national grocery store chains. Thanks to the support he has received from his parents, Andrew and Judy, Dustin is way ahead of his original goals and objectives outlined in his SAE. Stanton is a member of the Centralia FFA chapter. His advisors are Scott Stone, Lori Lewis, and Jessica Cummins. Dustin will soon graduate from the University of Missouri, and he plans to return home in time to sell more eggs across America. American star in agribusiness, Dustin Stanton.
Please join me in congratulating Dustin Stanton.
Ethan Vanderwall of Bruce, South Dakota, knows one thing: build it and they will come. It's this business savvy that led Ethan to start his baling business with his father 6 years ago, and it is the guiding principle behind his success. Early on, he recognized a need in his area and he rushed to meet the demand. As far back as he can remember, Ethan has been working on the family farm. His experiences and hard work have often been tied to baling. He remembers the first time he drove a tractor with his father was when they were round baling hay. In addition to baling, Ethan also keeps up with the business side of things, doing paperwork and making sure his business is profitable. This includes not just handling the accounting, but also making sure he has spare parts for field repairs, plenty of netting, and all the accessories he needs to make each day as efficient and productive as possible. Baling is not a year-round activity, so Ethan identified another need in his area: land rolling. The first year, Ethan rolled a little over 4,000 acres, but his goal was 6,000 acres. And to reach that mark, he quickly expanded to 2 rollers so he could take care of his customer base while continuing to attract new customers. Ethan is a member of the Sioux Valley FFA chapter. His advisor, Don Sutera, has given him the tools and knowledge necessary to continue his career in agricultural business. His parents, Kent and Sean, have been an integral part of his growth and development. Ethan is a graduate of the Lake Area Technical Institute, and he is looking forward to continuing production agriculture on his family farm. American star in agribusiness, Ethan Vanderwall.
Please join me in congratulating Ethan Vanderwall.
Thomas Larson of Viroqua, Wisconsin, is unique in the field of agriculture. Growing up, Thomas worked primarily in dairy production, feeding cows and calves. But in 2008, Thomas bought his first snowmobile, and he quickly learned to repair and maintain it. A year later, Thomas was also repairing chainsaws, weed eaters, and other small engines. In 2010, Thomas found his calling, buying, selling, and repairing snowmobiles, lawnmowers, ATVs, and pretty much anything he can get his hands on. What started out as a hobby has now become a full-time profession. This means keeping up to date on a variety of websites to look for equipment that can be bought, repaired, and sold for a profit. It also means that Thomas has to be on the leading edge of technology, knowing what new trends are coming down the road while maintaining older equipment in the most efficient way possible. Tools, technology, and research play very important roles in Thomas's business. Often finding the right specialized tools and learning to use them have been significant challenges. In most cases, Thomas has learned through trial and error and through the community he's found over the internet. His dedication has paid off, allowing him to become quicker and more confident. Fixing equipment is only part of the equation, as Thomas has also become adept at marketing and advertising, taking pictures and videos and then posting them on a variety of internet forums keeps his customer base growing. Good record keeping and accounting is also very important and has allowed Thomas to maintain and grow his business year after year. His parents, Kevin and Julie, support and encourage his hard work. Thomas is a member of the Viroqua FFA chapter, where his advisor, Lloyd Hardy, has been integral to his growth and success. Thomas attends the University of Wisconsin-Madison and is majoring in biological systems engineering. He hopes to work for a farm equipment company after graduation. American star in agribusiness, Thomas Larson.
Please join me in congratulating Thomas Larson. The 2014 American Star in Agribusiness is Dustin Stanton from Missouri. What started out as a gift of 6 chickens turned into a thriving business for Dustin Stanton. Today, he is co-owner of Stanton Brothers and manages more than 20,000 laying hens and supplies local businesses with his product. Congratulations to Dustin Stanton for being named the 2014 Star in Agribusiness.
These next 4 individuals have excelled all out through their work-based experiences in an agriculturally related job. These students have gained the skills and knowledge to the point that they are career-ready professionals and continually display what it means to do to learn. Ladies and gentlemen, here are our finalists for American Star in Agricultural Placement.
Travis Poppe of Crofton, Nebraska didn't have to look far to find his life stream. Poppe Farms has been in his family since the Great Depression, and Travis is determined to take over for the next generation. Like any farmer, Travis has a busy life. On any given day, he has a wide range of responsibilities spanning every operation at his farm. One of those responsibilities is taking care of the family's cow herd. Operating the equipment and mixing feed is the first duty, and Travis knows making sure the mix is just right for his cattle is the first step to a healthy herd. Travis also takes part in overseeing his family's corn crops, checking for quality and the health of the crop. He is responsible for the sprayers and irrigators that service the corn. Maintaining this equipment can be time-consuming and stressful, but thanks to years of hard work, Travis is able to keep these machines in top shape. Baling hay is another aspect of his SAE, and this allows his family to supplement their herds, feed, and supply other farmers in his area with high-quality hay. Not content just to run the equipment, Travis also works hard to maintain the farm's fleet of tractors and balers. This allows him to be a real problem solver on the farm, and he is also learning the skills he will need for the future. Poppe Farms also raises swine, and Travis helps with the 950 nursery pigs, taking pride in feeding and keeping his swine herd healthy. Travis is a member of the Crofton FFA chapter in Crofton, Nebraska, where his FFA advisor is Stephanie Mann. He's thankful for the support and mentorship of his parents, Alan and Donna, as well as the help he gets from his extended family. Currently a student studying agricultural business at South Dakota State University, Travis hopes to become a part-time lawyer while assisting in the operation of his family farm. American star in agricultural placement, Travis Poppe.
Please join me in congratulating Travis Poppe.
When Garrett Sharp of Waukomis, Oklahoma, began looking for a job as a teenager, his options were very limited, so he turned to his uncle, who was looking for help on his farm. That part-time job has turned into a career in agriculture. J.K. Farms operates 5,000 acres of diversified cropland and pasture consisting of wheat, soybeans, and canola. Garrett's underlying philosophy was to create a total resource management system that utilized all of the resources he had access to on the farm. The plan included soil conservation, proper site construction, water quality, wildlife habitats, and energy conservation. Garrett applied his philosophy to all areas of the operation, and he became an expert at AutoTrack GPS, which has helped him optimize machine efficiency, saving fuel, seed, fertilizer, and time. Garrett's other daily responsibilities include monitoring crops, tending to the cattle, and inspecting perimeter fences. Back at the barn, he also helps maintain equipment, greasing the tractors and implements, cleaning the radiators, and checking fluid levels. In addition to swathing pasture land for hay, Garrett mows and maintains the waterways, which allows water diverted from the fields to flow down properly to the rest of the farm. Garrett credits his uncle, James Kokochan, and parents, Gary and Janelle, for his continued success. He is a proud member of the Waukomis FFA chapter, where his advisor is Jared Johnson. American star in agricultural placement, Garrett Sharp.
Please join me in congratulating Garrett Sharp.
Matt Eilertson of Salem, South Dakota, had a simple idea that wasn't so simple to do. Learn every aspect of his family farm. When your family is as diverse as Matt's, that is a goal that takes years of hard work and determination to achieve. What's driven him to success is a passion for all aspects of agriculture and the great support of his family and community. Starting in 2006, Matt began learning about sheep production and diversified crops. Each year for the next 7 years, he added another area of study, including cattle, heavy equipment, marketing, agronomy, and learning pretty much everything he can about agriculture. A normal day might find Matt harvesting and baling alfalfa, feeding cattle, and servicing equipment. Matt focuses on quality and efficiency to keep up with the demanding pace. Not content just to work with his family farm, Matt also spends time on a neighbor's operation, Pearson Farms. This has taught him the value of a variety of practices and viewpoints, and it has given him a look into other farming philosophies and strategies. Working with central farmers in his hometown, Matt contributes to his wider farming community by scouting fields, maintaining production records, mixing and applying chemicals and fertilizers correctly, and as a steward of the land. Matt attributes his success to the hard work of his family, especially his parents, David and Jolene. Matt is a member of the McCook Central FFA chapter, where his FFA advisor, Terry Riekman, has also been integral to his success and growth. Having completed a degree in agriculture production at Lake Area Technical Institute, Matt is currently enrolled at South Dakota State University, where he is studying agriculture. American star in agricultural placement, Matt Eilertson.
Please join me in congratulating Matt Eilertson.
To Jessica Woodworth of Burlington, West Virginia, the phrase going to the store has a very different meaning. Her family owns and operates the Flying W Farm Store and Restaurant, where she works as a store manager. As a fifth-generation farmer, Jessica is involved in every aspect of the operation. With aspirations to become a large animal veterinarian, she has learned to develop a vaccination program to prevent blackleg, scours, and BVD, as well as internal and external parasites. She has also learned how to give injections and read an ultrasound. Once their beef and swine are ready for market, Jessica travels to the family's processing facility to assist her father, Richard, in grading the meat. Then it's back to the store, where she cuts the meat, packages it, and places it in the display case ready to sell. The store sells produce as well as meat, and Jessica can often be found checking on the cantaloupe and watermelons, washing and sorting tomatoes, or filling the bins full of sweet corn. Over the past 4 years, Jessica's role at the store has evolved to include managing and training their 15 full-time and 4 part-time employees. She works closely with her mother, Margaret, to determine marketing strategies and business forecasts. She is a member of the Mineral County FFA chapter, and her FFA advisors are Charles Bennett, John Ritchie, Julie Syons, and Carol Webb. Jessica attends Kansas State University, where she is working toward a degree in veterinary medicine. American star in agricultural placement, Jessica Woodworth.
Please join me in congratulating Jessica Woodworth. The 2014 American Star in Agricultural Placement is Jessica Woodworth from West Virginia. Jessica Woodworth helps her family produce swine, cattle, and fresh produce at their farms. She has learned not only how to run a successful business, but also how to communicate with her customers. Congratulations, Jessica Woodworth, the 2014 Star in Agricultural Placement.
Now, more than ever, there is a need for talented young people who are passionate about using their science-based agriculture knowledge to help create solutions for the future of our industry. These next 4 individuals are taking on the challenges that agriculture faces head on in the lab. Let's meet our finalists for American Star in Agri-Science.
Patrick Arkfeld of Dunbar, Nebraska had some pretty big shoes to fill when he set his sights on the American Star in Agri-Science Award. His oldest sister, Emily, won the award in 2010, and his other sister, Rachel, was nominated in 2012. So with this background, he knew all too well that his SAE had to be the best it could possibly be, and his hard work and meticulous research has certainly paid off. Starting at age 10 with just 2 Duroc gilts, Patrick has grown his operation to include 24 sows, and he has logged more than 1,000 hours in swine research. This includes work in swine waste composting, E. coli immunity in piglets, meat quality, and the spread of PRRS, all of which has contributed directly to Patrick's enterprise and helped boost his production. As any farmer knows, organization and bookkeeping are the keys to any scientific endeavor. So Patrick also continues to push the envelope on his farm through science and research. His latest work with pork meat quality had him methodically charting and comparing the fine line between lean meat stock and the highest quality tasting product. This was particularly important to Patrick since the sale price of swine is in direct correlation with lean percentages, while the best tasting pork isn't necessarily the leanest. Patrick is a member of the Syracuse Dunbar Avoca FFA chapter in Syracuse, Nebraska, which is led by his advisor and father, Tim. He is thankful for the help and direction of his father, his mother Luann, and his 2 sisters. Patrick currently attends Kansas State University, where he is studying animal science. American Star in Agri-Science, Patrick Arkfeld.
Please join me in congratulating Patrick Arkfeld.
Sarah Cox of Chillicothe, Ohio, was a bit predisposed to science, having grown up in a household where her parents are a nuclear engineer and a pharmacist. The core of her SAE has been researching plant-based extracts and how they can be used as an additive in antimicrobial products. Specifically, she wanted to understand how microorganisms that are disease-causing agents were affecting her goats, and then develop methods to control the disease by using plant extracts. Sarah began her research by using grapes that she grew in her backyard. She used the grape skin and seed extracts as an antibacterial on the pathogen S. simulans, which is often found on goat hooves. Other studies involved strawberry crown rot and African nightshade phytochemicals. Through her early involvement in school science fairs, Sarah established connections with researchers in both animal and plant sciences, which led her to work with the Nationwide Children's Hospital Research Institute, Asian Vegetable Research and Development Center, the World Vegetable Center, and university professors at The Ohio State University and Purdue University. Sarah credits and thanks her parents, Paul and Rachel, for instilling and nurturing her love of science. She is a member of the Zane Trace FFA chapter and her advisors are Jennifer Johnston and Gary Peters. Sarah is currently a student at Purdue University, where she is studying biological food processing and pharmaceutical engineering. She plans to continue her education at medical school as she prepares to become a food process engineer. American star in agri-science, Sarah Cox.
Please join me in congratulating Sarah Cox.
Katie Osborne of Millerstown, Pennsylvania, grew up loving sports and dairy cows. When Katie was in the 9th grade, her favorite cow, Summer, suffered from a chronic case of mastitis, which is an infection in the udder. Determined to save her, Katie began her journey into agricultural research. As she looked more closely at the disease, Katie discovered how costly mastitis infections can be to dairies. Her research took her from small family-owned tie stall barns to large freestall operations with hundreds of cattle. She collected samples from milking machines as well as bedding from infected cows for bacteria cultures to help determine which bacteria were causing the mastitis infections. With the help of her father, a veterinarian, Katie was able to identify the bacteria and administer the appropriate type of antibiotic to combat the infection. She was then able to take her research findings directly to dairies and incorporate her strategies into their mastitis prevention programs. Katie credits her love of agriculture to her parents, James and Irene. Katie is a proud member of the Greenwood FFA chapter, where her advisors are Krista Pontius and Michael Clark. Katie currently attends Wake Forest University, and her career goal is to become a research veterinarian. American star in agri-science, Katie Osborne.
Please join me in congratulating Katie Osborne.
Growing up on her family's farm, Whitney Bowman of Mount Jackson, Virginia, had an inquisitive mind, always wanting to know why and how. While working on her first science fair project, she discovered that through science she was able to find answers to many of her questions. Whitney's SAE was far-reaching and involved a variety of experiments and hypotheses which satisfied her curious mind and her passion for agriculture. While raising her own Holstein bull calves, Whitney conducted an experiment to find out why her calves were having low weaning weights. This led her to investigate the effects of feeding them additional milk replacer. She also studied the effects of the rooting hormone IBA on juniper cuttings in her high school greenhouse, which allowed her to control temperature, lighting, and humidity. Whitney's interest in wastewater management led her to the Broadway Regional Wastewater Treatment Facility. She helped collect and analyze samples for the oxygen update rate and pH levels, and she then recommended alternative wastewater disposal methods to meet government regulations. Whitney is a member of the Stonewall Jackson FFA chapter in Quicksburg, Virginia, where her advisors are Jay Jarrett and Warren Brill. She is supported at home by her parents, Joseph and Sharon. Whitney is currently a student at Virginia Tech studying agricultural sciences. She plans on pursuing a career as an agricultural education teacher. American star in agri-science, Whitney Bowman.
Please join me in congratulating Whitney Bowman. The 2014 American Star in Agri-Science is Sarah Cox, Ohio. Sarah Cox attributes her love of science and technology to her parents. As a result, she has conducted experiments in animal and food sciences. In the future, she plans to attend medical school and be a food process engineer. Sarah Cox, congratulations on being named the 2014 Star in Agri-Science.
The first line of the FFA Creed states, "I believe in the future of agriculture, with a faith born not of words, but of deeds." These next four individuals have lived out this first line of our creed as they have chosen a career path in production agriculture and continually to excel all out in their SAEs. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our finalists for American Star Farmer.
At a young age, Alan Michael Barka of Litchfield, Minnesota, found his calling in a neighbor's dairy barn while helping milk his cows. Fast forward years later, and Alan is living his dream. Owning 43 dairy cattle and 25 heifers and calves, Alan works hard to maintain the best quality milk and the healthiest herd. As anyone knows, it takes a lot of work to run a farm, and with help from his family, they run the milking business, in addition to their crop and beef farm.
Come on, Jeff, bring him in.
An indispensable assistant and companion, even little Champ lends a hand. Milking every day, Alan knows a happy herd is a productive herd, and feed choice is a part of that. Alan works hard to make sure his cows are well cared for and well fed. Hay baling supplements his work with the cattle, and Alan brings the same level of focus in making sure that the hay in the field is perfect for baling. The work's not done there, since testing the bales for moisture and other factors can mean the difference between problems or productivity. He also helps maintain the farm equipment, lending a hand wherever it's needed. Alan is a member of the Litchfield FFA chapter in Litchfield, Minnesota, and is advised and mentored by Rob Cole, Krista Williamson, and Zach Rada. He is thankful for the help and guidance he has received throughout the years from friends, neighbors, his parents, Randy and Judy, and his wife, Bethany. A graduate of Ridgewater College in Wilmar, Minnesota, Alan hopes to increase his operation to 70 head of cattle and 700 acres of crops in the years to come. American Star Farmer, Alan Barka.
Please join me in congratulating Alan Barka.
Joshua Stutrud of Rugby, North Dakota, is not only a fourth-generation farmer. His family has been deeply involved with FFA for more than 50 years. In fact, his great-grandfather wrote the FFA Student Handbook in 1976. Today, the North Dakota FFA member has his own operation growing wheat, barley, canola, alfalfa, soybeans, and corn, as well as raising cow and calf pairs. Joshua's goal is to be involved in all aspects of farming, from deciding on what next year's crop will be to meeting with implement dealers regarding the farm's next equipment purchase. Joshua has embraced education and technology to assist him in increasing efficiencies throughout the farm. His GPS and data card systems have allowed him to implement auto steering, which helps him save time and money with seeding, spraying, and harvesting. He also uses the latest technologies to assist in his rotational pasture management. He tests the moisture content in hay and tracks the growing cycle of his soybean crop. Joshua takes pride in feeding and tending to his cattle herd, and he has developed skills in performing routine veterinarian tasks such as giving vaccination and delivering calves. He can often be found in the evening sitting at the kitchen table and getting advice from his parents, Todd and Colleen. Joshua is a member of the Rugby FFA chapter, and his FFA advisor is Rick Vanett. Currently studying crop and weed sciences at North Dakota State University, Joshua hopes to become a partner in his family's farm and continue the family legacy for another generation. American star farmer Joshua Stutrud.
Please join me in congratulating Joshua Stutrud.
When Zach Weichel of Cordell, Oklahoma was 8 years old, his grandfather gave him his first bottle calf. The seed was planted, and from that point on, Zach knew he wanted to continue his family's 100-year farming tradition and become a cattleman. In 2004, Zach purchased 80 acres and began his operation by focusing on high-risk cattle and improving their condition and value by providing health and nutritional management. When the calves arrive, they are vaccinated, dewormed, tagged, branded, implanted, and castrated. The herd is tested for persistently infected calves carrying the BVD virus. Proper nutrition is an important part in the backgrounding process. Backgrounding transitions the calves from weaning until they are no longer susceptible to calf hood diseases. This usually takes from 30 to 45 days. The calves are monitored daily for signs of respiratory disease, as well as for other complications from weaning and processing. Zach supplements his cattle operation with 360 acres of wheat pasture. He also performs routine maintenance on equipment to ensure that it is in good working condition. Record keeping is an essential part of every farming operation, and Zach's parents, Keith and Lana, have been instrumental in advising him on financial matters. They have also assisted in securing loans for their son. Zach is a member of the Cordell FFA chapter, and his advisor is Brian Dowdle. Currently majoring in animal science at Oklahoma State University, Zach plans on returning to his operation full-time upon graduation. American star farmer Zach Weichel.
Please join me in congratulating Zach Weichel.
Thomas Allen of Reedsburg, Wisconsin, found a love for animals and agriculture as a young boy. Growing up on his family farm, all Lynn Jerseys, it was impossible not to be exposed to animals of all kinds. Thomas particularly loved his Jersey cows and his sheep, and he developed an attention to hard work and to the health of his animals that continues today. Thomas's typical day involves caring for and feeding a large herd of cattle and sheep. Like any farmer knows, keeping your animals healthy, fed, and safe is a full-time job. Everything from cleaning stalls to veterinary medicine and husbandry keeps Thomas actively involved and constantly learning. Not content to simply care for his animals, Thomas has taken an active role in the genetics of his family's industry. With the guiding hand of his grandfather, Thomas has learned everything he can about Jersey and sheep genetics, and he is proud to make decisions that affect the welfare of his family farm, both now and for future stock generations. In addition to the science of genetics, marketing and research play a large part in his passion for agriculture. This determination has led to success as Thomas and his family can claim the #1 ranked Jersey bull for udder index in the breed. Thomas is a member of the Reedsburg FFA chapter, and with the guidance of FFA advisors Nick Casey and Todd Cherney, he is continuing to grow his operation. His parents, Troy and Lee, help support their son's success and continue to encourage his larger role in their family farm. Thomas currently attends Northeast Iowa Community College, where he is working toward a degree in dairy science. He then plans to continue his education at a 4-year university, and after graduation, he intends to return to the family farm. American star farmer Thomas Allen.
Please join me in congratulating Thomas Allen. The 2014 American Star Farmer is Zach Weichel from Oklahoma. Zach Weichel knew at an early age that he wanted to start his own cattle enterprise, and today that dream is a reality. He raises more than 300 head of beef cattle and grows wheat. He says he gains much satisfaction from meeting the everyday challenges of farming and ranching. Congratulations, Zach Weichel, on being named the 2014 Star Farmer.
You guys are gonna go backstage. Actually, you're gonna come right back out, bro. Let's bring our Stars Over America out one more time to congratulate them on their outstanding accomplishments. These students have truly excelled all out in their supervised agriculture experience programs. They have chosen to not settle, but rather to go all out for themselves, their communities, their families, and most importantly, the industry of agriculture. Ladies and gentlemen, our Stars Over America.
For the future is our choice with might, all out, and lead by sharing our voice. We give all out, with passion for what we believe we live, all out. There's no limit to what we can achieve. Wake up to the rise.